We're just back at Toko Mouth for the first time since the big floods hit this area. So Toko Mouth got cut off as we were driving here. The road, there were so many landslides that have been cleaned up to give access to the road. Looks a wee bit different out here. There's these wee piles here because the trench had to get redug out. So that was a wee issue. And above this house here, had a bit of things going on with the trees. But background to our place, we were so lucky that nothing happened in here except for Phil hadn't put one of the panels back on the front door. So the front door area is very wet, but just rain, wet. So we will be replacing carpet eventually and the floorboards anyway. We were only here a few weeks ago to mow the lawns and they're just growing like crazy. But the other thing that we have is the cabin is of course all built now. And 2 weekends ago we were up here and I started staining it. So we had to first of all paint it with bleach. So this side has been bleached to get rid of some of the mould. And then the stain on this side, which is pretty cool. And our Japanese student Yuki had her first night's sleep here, but it's got the bed, it's got 2-layer blinds, so these are the net curtain ones and then there's night ones, and it's a great wee room. The rest is just looking a bit of new growth, as you'd expect at this time of year. And today we're just really coming to have a look at the house and do a couple of wee jobs without the kids. So Phil is putting up some jib above our bed, which will be so nice. We'll get rid of some of the draft that we get above our bed. And everything else is looking pretty much the same. There's just the bats from the ceiling. So this is the area here that got wet. See that wee bottom panel, it breaks off the door. Well, it broke off the door, so we normally just sit it up against the door when we go. But this one time we didn't. So this whole area is pretty wet because there was some rain last night and today. And then the kids' room is all good as well. Just a lot of storage at the moment. It's looking like a renovation place. And there's our puppy. This is Kobe, if you haven't met Kobe yet. We've just come down to the beach and this is the old creek. And this whole area, see where all those rocks are? This used to all be sand. It was just like a flat sand beach. But after the floods, this is what it is now. So there's all these rocks down here, which are pretty cool. Some good striation on them. Good look in there, bit of nice geology. And so this was all like you could walk along here, we'd ride the bike along here, and it was just a tiny creek. Like it would go along there and then just tiny along, and this was all white sand. So it's a big change after the floods. You see along here, this is what the entire beach was like, and now it's this. Just such a change. To get along back to the road, you've got to kind of walk through the tussocks now. There's also Kobe's first time to the beach, so he's pretty excited. So this line here, where you can see up here, this is where the water got to. It's just carved out all that sand. And the beach is still looking a bit rough down there. And some new rocks down there as well. And exposed. Here's a video to show you height comparison of how high the water was. So that's all been eaten out. But the rocks are very beautiful here. The erosion on them, they're just really cool. This is a wee example of some of the landslips we've had along here. So they're just kind of all along the road. Got some trees down. It's just kind of the entire road like that. There was also a massive one right near the end. Bit of an example of the scale of what we're talking about. Lucky all those trees are actually there to give some structure to the big slip that was on the news in the newspaper. They had an aerial shot of it, so it was right across the road there. It's just right at the end of the gravel road, which is just ends around that corner. You can see all the marina on the other side.